Hello everyone, welcome back to Below Par with myself, Joe Lovery. So today's video, we are looking at short game and shaft lean being used too often with wedges. Why is shaft lean not something you want to introduce? We're going to cover that in today's video. So many people I see, unfortunately, don't know the correct way to play a shot from around 30 yards from a green and don't know how to use their wedge effectively. Let's say it's like using the back end of a hammer to try and hammer in a nail. You are making it extremely difficult for yourself, and one misstrike with that hammer, you're going to create a huge dent in the wall and you're going to ruin everything you've been working for. So let's get into today's video. Let's have a chat about how shaft lean can help influence bounce. I know the mythical bounce, we'll call it. We're going to go a little bit more into depth in that and show you how you can effectively use it to improve your game. So before we get into today's video, just want to give a huge shout out to Eagle Golf Apparel and the Golf Fashion Guy. Eagle Golf Apparel we haven't partnered up with, but I just think the stuff looks amazing. This is one of their tour sweatshirts and I particularly like it. So for today's video, I have a 30-yard wedge shot and I'm using a 54-degree wedge. It's a pretty standard shot, nice flat green, nice flat lie, nothing too out of the ordinary. So there's so many of you then at home that are doing this and we're seeing too much shaft lean at address, which then is resulting in some bad wedge shots. Now we've got to think of the wedge almost as a shovel. Stick with me. So if we imagine the wedge as a shovel and we imagine this part of the wedge, the face, is what is going to actually cut into the floor with this leading edge. Now if I start to put the ball back in the stance, you can see first off I reduce the loft, so there's no point me using a nice lofted club like the 54-degree I'm using for this video. And actually what I'm doing is I'm starting to promote the club here to dig. When people start to get nervous with chipping and they sort of don't want to hit the ground anymore and they've fatted a few and they go, oh well, if I'm fatting a few I'll move the ball further back. Can you see how actually all I'm doing is steepening the face in terms of creating less loft, but also making the club now also want to dig further into the ground. I'm steeper with my angle of attack and steeper into the back of the ball. You can see the ball there came out very low and I've taken quite a big divot. Yes, I've managed to hit the ball first there, but I've not played the shot that I'm after. So when we see players then, another fault I see is the hands forward, ball in the middle, hands forward, and then we end up steepening that on the way down. You can see again quite a clunky strike, a lot of turf, a lot of sort of digging here. You can see how the turf there is backed up. I've hit quite a long way into the floor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a drill that you can use with an alignment stick, and I absolutely love this drill. Okay then guys, so what I've done now is I've started to introduce the first part of the drill. And the first part of the drill is to lay an alignment stick on the floor that if I was to run a ball to target line, this would be at 90 degrees. And I've noticed I've set it behind the ball. I'm not interested in the alignment with the ball, I'm interested in the alignment with the club. Because what we're going to try and do at address is we are going to try and match the shaft and the alignment stick. So hopefully we can see here, which you can, is that my shaft is hiding the alignment stick. And what I'm going to try and do now is try and return the club back into the same spot. Notice now again, I've lifted that leading edge. It's not digging into the floor anymore. I don't need it to dig down on this. I want it just to brush. I want to start to include the bounce of the golf club and let it glide through the grass rather than hitting down into the ball. So let's give that a try. So I'm going to set up, I'm matching the sticks. I mean, you can see the difference there already. All I've done there is hit the old divot. I've not dug anymore. You can see how I didn't dig down, and actually, you know, where the ball was there's no marking at all before it of where I've hit the floor. And much cleaner strike, much better sounding strike. Ball just popped up, a lot more height, gave me a lot more control on the shot. There you go. So let's do another one then. So same technique again. So I've just put the stick down in line with the club. Again, I'm just trying to match the club and stick together, so that should be pretty good. That ball popped out really nicely, and look how actually there's the tiniest little bit further forward, but actually threw the ball there pretty good. No real marking on the grass. I could easily put another ball down in that spot and hit another shot from exactly the same spot. So I can't possibly say all these things and not let you at least see a shot towards the green. So same technique, I'm just going to match the alignment stick again in with the shaft at address. I'm going to get myself set and comfortable. Now this for me really does feel like I've got my hands back. It feels like I'm like this, but I can see with the alignment stick I'm not. It's square. And from there, then I'm just going to let my swing go through. Yeah, I felt like I played that one pretty well. So as you can see, no big divots, no marks on the floor, and as a consequence, my strike was a lot better. Ball flight was a lot higher. I don't know if it picked all that up on camera. Landed really nice and softly on the green as well. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed today's video then. It gives you a little bit more of an understanding of why we would play the wedge a bit more square in terms of not leaning the shaft forward. And why actually shaft lean with a wedge shot isn't always a good thing. It's not always an appropriate way of playing that shot. Now don't get me wrong, there are going to be times you are going to need to lean the shaft forwards. For example, chipping with a big thick bit of rough behind, you need that leading edge to cut through. But on a lovely lie like I was giving myself here, there is just no reason to bring that leading edge into play. So I hope that really helps you and your golf, and hopefully gives you a bit more understanding of ways to play wedge shots around the green. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit that like button. Please also subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you very soon.